Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for being here today. It's Thursday, so we're heading into the end of the week this week. It's looking good. So I just wanted to get on here and talk about today something to do before you even create the resume. So yesterday we talked in a video about how we can use AI to help rewrite our resume and set us up for better options in the AI world of job screening. So today I want to go ahead and touch back a little bit and take a step back and talk about what to do just before you do the resume. First of all, I'd like to say thank you all for being here, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up down at the bottom. Also, leave a comment if you want to hear more, or if there's other topics you'd like me to address that I have any information on, I'd be happy to do that. And if you want to hear more, hit the subscribe button so we can continue these conversations. Okay, so that being said, you find the job. You've been screening through all those job listings and you find one that looks really great. You fit the criteria. It sounds like a really cool company. All right, let's do it, right? Don't do that. First thing you got to do is really read through the actual job description and look for just odd things, anything that might stand out as being, well, why would they need that information? Or that seems weird that, it says it's a remote job and yet it says down here that it's located in a certain area. I wonder if they just misrepresented, It's hard to say. But the best thing to do is, just like you're going to do anyway to write the resume for the job, is you're going to take the job description and plug it into your AI tool. And then what you're going to want to do is have your AI tool research that job for you. Go in, ask it to research the company, if it can, to find out any information, who's the CEO, who's the CFO if you're in finance, different things like that. That's going to give you a little bit of insight into, is it a company? Is it a real company? And then the second part of that is this a real job with that company? So, first thing, load your resume to your AI bot. Have your AI start screening it. If the AI can provide you a direct link to their company website, go ahead and take that. Otherwise, search it on your own. Make sure, go into Google or whatever search you use and look for the company. Once you find that company, you're going to want to go in and look through, just kind of skim. What I do is just skim over that website, because there's a lot of fake websites out there that look very real. And the first thing I do is scroll straight to the bottom, where a lot of companies will put their contact information and things like that. Also, you can possibly see if they've made their own or made on certain platforms their website. It'll tell you how long their website's been posted, when their website was made. So you'll see website since 2024 or something like that at the bottom. That lets you know that is an operational website. It's been out there for a minute. A lot of them might be brand new companies, so they might have a brand new date at the bottom, and that's just something you're going to want to look into that company. Once you find their website, if they have one, you're going to want to, like I said, scroll to the bottom, verify that it looks like a legitimate website, and then you're going to want to search for their careers section. Most companies, not all, will have a career section, and that's going to definitely take you to whatever job postings they have. If it's a brand new job posting, it may not be on their website yet, so there's a kind of a fine line there of checking that. Your best option is then, if you find that same job that you've seen in a job board on their website, is go ahead and apply directly on the website. You can always go back to the job board and apply there as well, But applying directly on the website knows it's going directly to their internal services, whatever that setup may be for them. You're not going through a third party to get to them and then through their system. So, let's see, I kind of lost my spot here. Let me just check my notes real quick. I don't want to miss anything. Okay, so let's say you go and you look for their website and you can't find a website, but you want to continue. So another spot to look would be on the LinkedIn website. A lot of companies, especially if they're small company, like for me, I look for, like I said, a lot of financial or bookkeeping offices. They don't always have a big flashy website out there because it's not really necessary. So you can go to LinkedIn, you can search by the company name. If they give you a HR or a hiring manager's name, you can search by that in LinkedIn and find them directly and just kind of do a quick reference there and see if you can find any more information. Now a lot of them I've come across recently have been using recruiters. I have good and bad experiences with recruiters, so I think we'll save that information for another video. I don't want this video to get way too long. But recruiters are usually reliable. I just would check the recruiter's website to make sure it is definitely a reputable recruiting website. That's very hard to say. Sorry about that. So yeah, you want to just look for any kind of red flags. Now, if you cannot find any information on this company anywhere, it seems very kind of vague, you can still apply. However, my recommendation is apply through that third party, Indeed, Glassdoor, whatever it is. But when you apply, remove your personal contact information from your resume. They may ask for it during the application process, which is fine, and that's kind of up to you if you want to decide to give that personal information. But usually if I can only get little bits of information about a company and I can't find their website and I still want to apply, I will go ahead and apply, but I've learned to remove my personal contact information because they can reach back out to me directly through the platform that I am applying to them through. And that way it is more legitimate. If they're not a legitimate business or source, they are not going to reply back to you through that platform. 9 times out of 10, I have to say. There might be that 1% out there that's going to attempt it and get caught by Indeed or whatever platform you're using, but by chance, most of them don't. So if you do decide to go ahead and apply to that job, when you receive a reply back, verify the email address. And even on jobs you are 100% sure that it's a real job and you've put out your resume and they apply back and they want you to apply to or go to a website or send them more information or anything that might not be a reach out and contact, you're going to want to red flag that, and you're going to want to take the time and go through that email. You're going to want to look at the email address, see what the domain is, the @ on that. So if it says like @Gmail, that's a definite red flag. Most companies and places are using a domain. Not all. Like I said, there are some small businesses that don't. So again, it's just something to be aware of to keep yourself safe from people out there that are trying to do these scams, get your information. I don't even know some of them why, but they're pretty good at disguising who they are. So that is why you want to do these due diligence. You want to go through these steps. You want to make sure when you give out your personal information that it is going to a legitimate place and not just into someone's information to start the next step to digging more information on you or something like that. Now, here's the other one. When you're reading the job description and it sounds like super amazing and they want you to, go to this website and fill out all your information and you're going to hear back from the hiring manager and they're going to send you the paperwork at that time to fill out for your new job. Okay, immediate red flag. If they're trying to get you to fill out any kind of paperwork or anything before ever even speaking to you, collecting any kind of your personal information, don't do it. It's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. The other thing I've seen on a job description, and I have to say this is probably one of the most interesting and unprofessional ones I've ever seen. On the job description, it actually had the F-bomb on there. And it said, if you are not okay with F-bombs being dropped in your earshot vicinity, this is not the place for you. So I was interested. I applied. I got the interview. The owner of the company interviewed me. Nice man, nice young man, approximately 28 to 31 years old. Never owned a business before. Operating a new startup business. Great, I'm super happy for him. Telling me all of his great ideas and what they've got going and how they're blowing up so fast they can't even help what's happening, and they're looking for people to come in and help them, but they need people who can really understand what's going on because they created an AI tool that they want everybody to use for this specific business. And well, I hate to break it to him, but that was the fourth interview I've had with somebody who's created an AI tool that their business is using and they're trying to get everyone else to use. So that's the other thing. This gentleman, though, actually asked me things that were not even realistic. Wanted to know how I could handle a client list that was beyond real. And wanted to know if I was going to be able to work up to 60 hours a week, possibly. I don't know who these people are or what they think that they're going to get by trying to basically work people, into, burnout in 2.2 seconds. I mean, who wants to do all that? I mean, maybe these young people are into that now because they don't go out and do anything that I see anyway. So maybe that's all they want to do. I don't really know. But one thing I do know is I have a family. I value my family time. I value my, my personal things that I do. And if somebody wants me to make their company my life, I better be more than just a, hourly paid employee. Not happening. So there are those things you got to watch out for. But for me, I do a lot of these checks. I do a lot of these due diligence steps. Sometimes I go ahead and apply. Sometimes I definitely do not. But even doing these checks does not ensure you any protection. I recently had some stuff come in and I knew better because it just looked wrong. But then I've had stuff come in and it's from the person who I had sent the original information to. It had their name, it had the company name, it had everything perfect, and it had me click a link in the email I got. And when I clicked the link, it was supposed to go to a Teams site to have me set up an appointment. However, when I clicked the link, it didn't go to a Teams site and it started giving me errors and it just seemed really weird. And then I looked again and I realized that the link it gave me was not like a normal Teams link. So right there, I just kind of stopped, quit doing everything, shut down my computer, kind of just did a scan, checked all my things, everything seemed fine. About 3-4 weeks later, it was a Saturday morning, and I'm sitting at my computer and I'm checking my information, and all of a sudden I get an alert from Amazon. Now, I haven't placed an Amazon order for a while, which is pretty unusual, but I've been trying to budget myself very well lately, so no frivolous Amazon shopping. Anyways, so I was like, what is this alert on Amazon? This is strange. I've never gotten this before. So I looked, and it says, your purchase is being held and you need to verify your information and blah, 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 whatever else it said. I purchased, and I looked, and the purchase was for that day. So it had just happened. I went to my Amazon account, and someone had somehow gotten into my Amazon account and tried to order gift cards, $100 gift cards. Thought, wow, I wonder if I get one. So I had to call Amazon, let them know, hey, this is a fraudulent thing. I had to change my passwords, had to deal with all that. Hey, when you're on a budget, you're like, oh gosh, no, please don't. I can't afford to deal with that right now and wait for, whatever to go through. Or if they're going to get more things, or if they're going to be able to get into more accounts. It's kind of like all of a sudden your brain's like, oh, panic. But everything seemed to turn out okay. Amazon took the order off, put my account on a 48-hour hold, which was fine. Then I didn't attempt me to order anything at that time. It was just, I don't know how much damage they could have done with the information they have. But I do know that to stay on my toes, make sure everything's been checked, double checked, never give out certain things. Never give out your social security number, never give out your banking information, tax information, driver's license number, photo, anything. Should always be interview, physical, maybe not face to face, but either online, on the phone. Definitely have that contact. Receive the offer letter before you start giving, your W-2 information, anything like that. And they're really, really good at what they do. These scammers have been trained, they practice, and they get the best, even if you are checking all the boxes, they can still get through because they're that good. So use your AI, let it help you figure out if the job is real, if the company is real. Research the company, look into it. Also look at their reviews. That's going to tell you a lot about a company. Whether they have Google reviews, reviews on Indeed, things like that. That's going to help you as well in deciding, do I want to spend the next 25 minutes applying to this job? Is it even going to be worth it? Would I even want to work there? I see these reviews sometimes on Indeed, and you'll see, oh, it's so wonderful to work here. What a great environment. Oh, 5 stars. And then you get down to the ones that are, all been kind of hidden at the bottom, and there's 1 star and 2 stars, like terrible management. Oh, it's all great if you're an executive, but if you work in this department, it's terrible. So I like reading the reviews. There's always that one that is just the disgruntled employee that got mad and didn't get his way. So there's always those. But the real ones are the ones that kind of fall in between, that have something good to say and something bad to say as well. So those are the ones I kind of focus on. And unfortunately, most of them, if it's it's management, which in corporate world, we all know that that's just the way it goes. Unfortunately, if you get a good one, you're super lucky. So this is just another way you can use your AI tool to help you be more efficient when applying to jobs. I guess that would probably be about all I have to say. Tomorrow is Friday. I do kind of treat my lifestyle right now as if looking for a job is my job. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow being Friday. And since I also come from, where we like to work only 4 days a week, we do Friday, do Friday, Light Friday, or Fun Fridays, however you want to phrase it. But tomorrow we might do something a little different. I'm not sure yet, but just check back and we'll be here discussing more ways to make money, be employed, live life after 50 on a budget, making the best of it. All right, you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll be making more videos tomorrow.